Good morning. My name's Carol, and we are going to do a beginning crochet class with just a ball of yarn and a size K crochet hook. We're going to turn a piece of string into a cloth, a dishcloth in this case. You also received a tapestry needle. You'll set that aside for now. That will be used at the very end. Take your ball of string, and with your thumb, push in the middle and pinch the middle. This can be challenging, but pull this center out. That's where you're going to start. You'll have to unwind it to get to the very beginning of it. The reason is when you are using it, it feeds from the middle, as you can see in this one, and your ball of yarn doesn't roll around. You can start on the outside if you want, but you'll find that this keeps your ball of yarn from getting away from you. First, I want to show you two ways that I will be holding the hook, crochet hook, as we work on this project. So when I'm chaining, I lay the hook across and grasp it with the thumb and index finger. And the back end of it kind of rests against the palm of your hand. That braces it. So I would be, just chain a little bit on here. I would be just reaching out with the hook to make a chain, and we'll visit this again, but I just wanted to show you that. The other way that you will see me holding is, again, across the palm of your hand, but lay it across your middle finger, thumb on that flat spot. This hold I use when I'm doing a single crochet. Which I'll demonstrate here. I put my index finger on this loop so it doesn't slide down in the way of the hook. And we'll do single crochet again, but I just wanted to show you the position of the fingers. So I'm holding that down. And then removing that finger. At the same time I'm doing that, the thumb and middle finger on this hand are holding right under here. Well, right under here where I pick up the thread, but then they move over right under here to pull that through, which is a single crochet. Again, we'll go over that again as we get into the project. Now that you've found the beginning of the yarn, wrap it around your index finger. Bring a loop up through the middle of that circle. Insert the crochet hook and pull it somewhat tight, like that. You'll be holding the hook where this flat place is between your thumb and index finger. The long part of the thread you will wrap around your little finger, bring it up around your index finger, and that's the hold. So I'll show you again. Around your little finger, up around your index finger, and these two fingers go here at the bottom of the knot. The first stitch we're going to learn is a chain stitch. Reach the hook up, catch the yarn, and pull it through that loop that's on the hook. That is a chain stitch. You're going to repeat that. Pick up the yarn, pull it through the loop. Again, I'm holding on down here. Now at this point, I will move up the chain to hold it right underneath. You get a little better control. You'll be working for even tension in those loops. So you don't need to pull it tight against the hook. And practice that for a while. And that makes a chain. That's why it's called the chain stitch. So you've now practiced the chain stitch. We're going to start our project. Again, I'm making that loop. I'm putting it on my hook, around the little finger, the index finger. Hold the knot at the bottom with your thumb and middle finger and start chaining. You want to have 22 chains. 1, 2, remembering to move your thumb and index finger up closer to that knot each time it feels awkward. We have 22 chains now. The next stitch is called single crochet. If you look at your chain, we're going to go into the chain and you'll see 2 loops on top of your needle, on top of your hook. Catch the loop like you did with the chain, bring it through. You have 2 loops left. Pick it up again. That is a single crochet. The next stitch goes in the next chain stitch, so you go under that. You always want to have 2 loops. Pick up the yarn, bring it through those 2 loops, pick up the yarn again, and bring it through those 2 loops. That's a single crochet. This row is going to establish your foundation. It will actually seem a little bit awkward. It is a little challenging when you're first learning to find that cross. See where the 2 loops are. Bring it through. Single crochet. So you'll go all the way across. You should end up with 21 stitches. You made 22 chains. One of them was used when you turned it at the corner. And then you'll do 21 stitches back to the beginning. So work till you get to the end of that row. Now that you've reached the end of that first row with 21 stitches, we're back where we started. Here's the little string. Set your thread around your little finger, around your index finger. Chain 1 and turn to the other side of the piece. Let me show you that again. This is where you are at the end of 21 chains. Chain 1, turn this piece over in your fingers. So now the little string is close to your hook. And we're going to work back the other way. This is where it gets easier. The single crochets with those 2 stitches are sitting on top of the row now. They should be easier to find. There's the 2 stitches. Pull it through, pick it up again, pull it through. Single crochet. You're going to do that all the way across. Now a couple little tricks that I will show you that I'm doing, which are my habits when I crochet. I'm holding the hook on the flat part between my thumb and middle finger. My index finger comes down over this stitch to keep it from sliding to the end of the hook. I go into the stitch where my thumb and forefinger or middle finger on this hand. When I pick up and pull that stitch through, I move these fingers to below here a good grip, and that helps you pull it through. If you get one that's too big, like this just happened, drop it off your hook, pull it out, tighten that up a little bit around the hook, go in, make your single crochet, and there's your even tension. You're looking for even tension, that the stitches are all the same size. And that comes with practice, so don't worry about it. It's still going to make a great dishcloth. So work your way across in single crochet all the way back to the other end of your foundation. You have learned now chain and single crochet, and you've been working on adding rows to your foundation row by going in and doing single crochet all the way across. You'll be practicing your technique of holding the hook and picking up the yarn. Do whatever feels most comfortable to you and works well. When you get to the end of the row, which I'm not quite there yet, but we'll get there. Get to the end of the row, we're gonna do that last stitch. Again, you should have 21 stitches across. You do this last stitch, then do a chain stitch, turn the piece, and your first stitch in the next row is right there beside your hook. And back you go again. So you go back and forth until you have approximately a square. And you can tell that by taking, here's where you finished a row up here. You take this corner and pull it up till this edge is even with the other edge. And if it also comes out even on this edge, you're done with that part of it. So that makes a square. And it doesn't have to be exact, but it's nice to have it approximately a square. The next step is to add a border. So you've just finished this row. To do border, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn it. We're going to skip 1 stitch, go to the second stitch, and do a single crochet to attach it. And you're going to repeat that. We'll do chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1 stitch, go to the next stitch, and single crochet. This will give you some loops that add a decorative edge to it. You'll go all the way around repeating that. And when you get to the corner, you'll just ease your way around the corner, and I'll show that to you. But until I get there, I just want to say I like these dishcloths because I use them for a few days and then I can throw them in the laundry to get them clean again. So I make several of them to have on hand, and I can rotate them that way and make sure they're cleaned in between uses. With the ball of yarn that you have, you'll be able to make 2 dishcloths. So you will be able to wash and rotate them for yourself. These also make nice gifts. Remember the days when we traveled? I would take this as a little project to do in the car as a passenger or on a plane, and then gift it to my host. Makes a nice thank you gift. So I'm at the corner. I'm just gonna, this one worked out evenly on the corner, which it should come out with 21 stitches. So then it's just like you were on the other corner. You're gonna chain 3, but now instead of working with the stitches that were across the top, you're working with rows. So you just kind of look for a convenient spot to put it in. I could go here and attach it, or I could go in this bigger hole and attach it. Either place will work. 3 more chains. Look for another convenient spot. So you're actually putting it in between rows. And you'll work your way all the way to the corner. Again, you'll be working with stitches on top and skip every other one. And down the last side, you'll be doing in between the rows. You're almost done. So work on that. And then when you get all the way around, cut your yarn off, leave a couple inches on the end. Leave about 3 inches. This one I've left a little bit more to demonstrate to you, but this was the last stitch I did with this last loop. Pull the yarn through one more time like a chain, and then pull that tight, and that locks it down. Now your needle that you were given, the tapestry needle, comes into play. You can thread the tapestry needle. Just bring it down through some stitches. And I'm going to go across here because it's the same color. It'll kind of disguise it. Do about 5 or 6 stitches. Pull it through. can cut that off right there and you're done. If you find that the tail is short, like this one, you can thread the needle first through the stitches. Then thread the eye of the needle and pull it through. And then trim off that little excess tail. And you're done. So you will end up with a dishcloth with a nice ruffly edge, and you're ready to go. Wow, now you've completed your first crochet project, or at least have all the information you need to complete it. You can look at this video again and again until it gets familiar for you. I wanted to show you a few more things you can do with the skills you have just learned. You could make a little pouch. This is all single crochet. Just made 2 squares, single crochet them around the edge. Makes a little pouch. The strap is made out of just chains. There's 4 of them, but then they've been braided together to make one long, strong strap for a little carry pouch. You can also use what you've just learned to make coasters. Just make the chain shorter, make them the size you would like. Or you can take on a larger project with different kind of yarn, which will open the whole different world of exploring all the yarns there are, all the gorgeous yarns there are. You can make a scarf. Here's a miniature example of a scarf you can make. Again, using single crochet. You just can either make the scarf as wide as you want it with your chain and work back and forth until it becomes as long as you want it, or you can make the chain lengthwise as long as you want the scarf to be and work the length of the scarf. It just creates a different pattern, whichever way you choose to do it. This bear is also made with single crochet, so when you really are wanting something fun and challenging to do, you can find patterns for things like this online. You can also make little hearts with single crochet. That's all it is, single crochet, with a smaller hook, of course. I hope you've had fun and that you continue to explore the world of crochet, and thank you for participating.